But yeah, so we have, so there's a, I forgot, he's running for governor, maybe? Or he already got it? It's something Youngkin. Let me see. Youngkin governor. Okay. Glenn Youngkin. So he was, is he? Oh yeah, he's the governor of Virginia. And I believe the reason why he became governor or he decided to run was because his wife was trying to transition their son into being a daughter, and he lost custody because he didn't agree with it and he didn't want that to happen. Okay. So he just decided to become I think that's why. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, roast me in the comments, whatever. But I didn't
look it up.
I looked up Youngkin, but this is what I've heard. And so he was speaking at let me see real quick.
Didn't do your research.
I'm sorry. Wow, I'm completely wrong. Okay, sorry guys. His name is Jeff Younger. Wow. So it says, student protests over conservative politician who promotes criminalizing sex reassignment surgeries for children escalated to police intervention during a Wednesday night event at the University of North Texas. Videos circulating online show dozens of students banging on desks, shouting and cursing at Jeff Younger, who will be in a May runoff in the Republican primary for Texas House District 63. It's Denton, Texas. Mm-hmm. He was involved in a years-long custody battle for his child, whose mother says is a transgender girl. Eventually, Younger and Kelly Neidert, chairman emeritus of UNT's branch of the Young Conservatives of Texas, left the hall under police escort as a few hundred protesters were outside the building, some chanting protect trans kids, which I think is a ridiculous fucking statement. If they don't have consent to like have sex, then they don't have consent to change their sex, right? Change their gender. I think
kids don't know.
I think it's fucking disgusting. If you've seen our Matt Walsh, Dr. Phil video, you completely understand where we're coming from. A video on social media, which I think we're about to watch here, appears to show protesters standing in front of an. We're actually not going to watch the video.
She would have pink hair.
Yeah, exactly. So basically. Yeah, so even though I said it was Youngkin and it was from Virginia and I was wrong on that, and I completely admit I was wrong on that, I wasn't wrong. So this Jeff Younger guy, he, as I did just read, he was, the reason why he got into all this is because of the situation with his ex-wife and, losing child custody because of trans issues, right? Mm-hmm. So he went to go speak at the University of North Texas at Denton, about trans issues, and this is what ensued. Thank you. I think you'll find this funny.
Ugh. I already don't even like the girl on the front.
All right, how about a name? Come on, give us your name. Come on, have some courage.
Of course, they always look like...
Fuck you. How about a name? Are you a woman or man? I don't know what you are. Good for you.
What were you going to say? Of course they look what?
Well, that looks like... oh my God! What is
that looks like the singer from My Chemical Romance?
That, or I was to say from the 80s.
And they're not okay.
I forget the name. Boy George.
Oh, Boy George. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the basic style they're going for. But you were saying something about the last one. Was that about?
Oh, just the short hair.
Yeah, the short hair and doing the communist fist in front of the.
Okay.
But did you notice how when they asked this person, I don't want to miss.
Oh, for the name.
Yeah. See real quick, but they wouldn't give it. It's like, do you know in communist countries they demand your name, right? And they just take whatever they want, right? And then what they ask is, come on, be brave.
All right, how about a name? Come on, give us your name. Come on, have some courage.
Nope.
How about a name? Fuck you. How about a name? Are you a woman or man? I don't know what you are. Good for you. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay.
that fucking Corey Feldman?
Oh, put your shirt down. That's an ugly girl. That's a woman, obviously, with the... Oh, but you don't like that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god, I want to shoot all these people. Why are they always ugly? Are they just mad? Is that why they want to change? We are queers? Is that what they're saying?
I think so.
So queer is actually a name to describe someone that is just something, not a male or a female.
So you wanna go through definitions real quick?
Well, because I was always confused because I thought when you call someone queer, that means weird.
It's just, well, yeah, but it's just gay. It's just the whole thing. That's what I always thought
it was an insult, so you couldn't use that word.
Let me see. LGBTQ definitions. Go to thegaycenter.org.
You can have that on your phone.
Let's see. Lesbian, a woman who's enduring.
I know these. I know the basic. Get to the queer.
Hey, terms have changed, okay? So that could be anything. Now,
I'm going by my original definition.
queer, an adjective used by some people whose sexual orientation is not exclusively heterosexual. Typically, for those who identify as queer, the terms lesbian, gay, and bisexual are perceived to be too limiting and fraught with cultural connotations they don't feel apply to them.
So they'll just hook up with anything.
Yeah. Some people may use queer or genderqueer to describe their gender identity and or gender expression. Once considered a pejorative term, queer has been reclaimed by some LGBTQ people to describe themselves. However, it is not a universally accepted term, even within the LGBTQ community. So the infighting.
Okay, well, let's continue to watch Flabby McFlab scream.
Some people say that Q is not for queer, that it's for questioning. Sometimes when the Q is seen at the end of the LGBT, it can also mean questioning. This term describes someone who is questioning their sexual orientation or gender identity.
I can get to questioning if, like, you're a teenager and you're like, I kind of like girls too. Yeah. So maybe
the college age when you're,
I never went through that phase, but
you never experimented.
No, I definitely knew I liked guys.
Oh, okay.
And I don't take that like.
Try you ignorant slut.
There was no cue there. But anyway, let's watch this thing.
Yeah. So, a lot of people.
Why are they never attractive?
I'm gonna bleep that one, because that's what puts them in that category. No one wants them, so they're like, oh, might as well try the other side or whatever side I want.
Why can't they at least be an attractive one? Good Lord, like stop eating the Twinkies.
There are very few. Blair White is male to woman transition, but she's not crazy, and she's somewhat attractive. Like she's not.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I think I take people like serious if they're like, literally, I don't feel like I was supposed to be born this. I think I was supposed to be this. Mm-hmm. They don't make a huge deal out of it because they're just trying to be comfortable in their own skin. You need to rearrange
your life for this 1%
they do what
society.
They need to do.
Yeah.
They're not there trying to make a big show out of it. Yeah. They're not trying to be like, all eyes on me. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to be happy and, do what they need to do to feel normal, however you want to say it.
I completely understand.
And so that's cool. You do you. I have nothing against that. What I have a problem with is people like this that make a show out of it and literally are embarrassing everyone else that does really, truly, have a complicated process and they're going through things. But these people are just ridiculous.
I really hope I can find this.
It's like literally like a child just screaming. That's what that person is.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
Well, why do they all gotta dress like they're from the 90s grunge era?
Because it's, the clothing is... Yeah, why you gotta ruin Nirvana, bitch?
Why you gotta ruin flannels?
Yeah, right? I'm trying to look for
Not everyone can wear a crop top. Just because they sell it in the store doesn't mean you have to buy it.
Let me see. What is it? Current Revolt, I think, right? Yeah, Current Revolt. Because they're the ones who put this. There we go. Yeah, there were a couple amazing fucking memes that came out of this.
We're going to watch the rest of the video?
Yes, we are. But I'm trying to find something that has to do with this interesting one right here.
You're going to have to put on the song like you do for everybody else during Mexican train game.
Anyways, okay. So basically what was being shown is, or the meme I was trying to find is they were equating that human, to make it as loose as I can, as the Grand's Biscuits container when you open it. Because of the fucking...
Oh, gross.
Okay, so here we go.
No!
I know.
He's like a boy, like a teenage boy transitioning.
Right?
5 minutes.
If he does not speak, they're going to keep making an example of our cause. We have to let him speak. We have to humor.
Oh, it is a man.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was a girl.
Jesus Christ.
I'm more than arms.
Don't you dare. Don't you record my friend.
She did grab my camera.
Pete.
This is what...
Fucking spitting on him, too.
I got it, man. Sorry, man.
Oh, sir. Oh, she's trying to be a man.
Yeah.
He's laughing. That must be pissing them off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so one thing that I did see after watching all that was that someone was like, dude, do you realize that? And I don't mean dude as in like only dudes. It's just a general thing.
Call
I have to say
everybody
that
a
now.
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's a dude,
Everyone's
sorry.
dudes. Everyone's guys. Like whatever.
Your grandma's a dude.
Yeah, she is. She's hilarious, by the way. But no, it's like, dude, like, you do realize that it was called a mental disorder recently, right? 5 years.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but the way they're acting, they're
Thank
exemplifying
you.
that.
Thank you. If you're trying to say that it's not a mental disorder, it is a choice. It is something that everyone can go through or whatever. It's not just someone who's crazy. Then why do you act like that?
They literally are acting like chimpanzees that have gone crazy. And actually, you know what's funny? I know what he, whatever that thing, the Twinkie
Them,
was
they,
supposed to
whatever.
be.
Yeah.
I know what it reminds me of. The fat kid from the Addams Family
Yep.
with a mullet.
Yep. Wait, are you talking about the Munsters or the Addams Family?
The Addams
The-
Family.
yeah, the actual
he
Addams
has a
Family.
shaved head, I think.
Yeah.
But
Oh, from the animated one?
no,
or the actual- the
actual
original.
one.
Yeah, okay.
The shape
Yeah.
is of that kid,
Yeah.
but just add a mullet
Like a
onto
bowling
him.
pin.
Yeah. That's what I was like, she reminds me of sir. I don't know. I'm like, can you pick a side and make it
It's one
attractive?
of those things where it's like, okay, do you want people to talk to you? Because if you don't want people to talk to you, if you continually tell them my pronouns, it confuses most people. When I say most, I mean 99.95% of people have this way of speaking. And then there's the people that don't even know English yet and they're still trying to fucking learn it. And then now you're changing it for them. So like, do you want people to address you? Do you want people to have conversations with you? Like,
Yeah.
because if you don't, then do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because not only are you exemplifying the fact that you might be mentally crazy or have some deficiency, which understandably so,
Yeah.
and then you also dress like a Grand's Biscuit fucking container.
Damn,
and
now I
then,
want one of those.
I know that it actually kind of ruined Grand's Biscuits for me forever.
know.
But at the same time, it's like you're exemplifying a mental disorder by screaming when you think that that's what it is that's going to get your point across, right?
I think too, so it's like twofold. It's like you have they were all college students. So, you know, you're still kind of, you know, you're a kid still in college.
Yeah.
So you think, how do I get attention drawn on me? You act out.
Yeah.
So be loud noises, obviously. So, you know, they weren't intelligent enough to be able to sit down and have a conversation, to listen to one another, to have a reasonable debate. They were just like, you're immediately wrong. We're not listening to you. We're going to act. Damn. Now for me, the side.
I gotcha.
Now they're just like, they literally all seem like clowns.
Yeah. And
no one's going to take them seriously.
It sucks on a human level. I completely understand if that's what you're going through. That sucks, dude. And like,
yeah, but it's tough too. It's tough from our perspective too, because here's the thing: if you're not trying to, you know, insult somebody on purpose, you're not trying to be mean, but yet I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and then when you act like a fucking dick. Or a pussy, whatever you want to put on that, when you act like that towards me, if you act like an asshole, because we all have them no matter if you're man or woman. So if you act like an asshole, then I don't care. I don't care enough to make you part of my daily life. Like, so your issues, if you're going to be a fucking asshole when I ask you about them or you bring it up or whatever, then you're not important enough for me to have anything to do with. So if what you're trying to do is alienate yourself from daily life or from social norms or whatever, if you're trying to alienate yourself, you're doing a fucking great job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what I kind of feel like is all the kids, the teenagers, the college students that are all trying to do this, I feel like it's the new goth.
Yeah, it's just attention. And I'm not saying that there aren't valid reasoning and there aren't people that have valid issues with this. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that because of actions, it seems that it's an attention thing, that it's a trend, that it's something.
That's what they're making it.
Exactly.
I'd be pissed if I literally was going through that.
Yeah.
Or like same thing with people that are gay or anything like that, where like you're like, why are you turning this into something like I'd be upset if that was the culture I was in, and yet you see all these people like acting out or that really aren't dealing with those serious, you know, issues and stuff. I'd be pissed because that's to me, they're kind of like making it a joke.
So if any of you guys out there want more information on trans people that kind of have their head on straight or don't just go crazy with their opinions and start yelling and screaming like a child, but have interesting points of view, go look up Blair White or Buck Angel. Either of those two individuals are
Buck Angel sounds like a porn name.
The biker looking awesome woman to man.
Woman to man. And then Blair is a man to woman.
Man to woman, yes.
Okay.
And go look them up, listen to them. They're very to me, it's also if you have a sense of humor, if you have the ability to be human and realize that you're kind of in a crazy situation, but people asking questions or anything like that isn't offensive. It's just wanting to know and have the knowledge of it. But if you act like a fucking dick about it, then no one's gonna care, and they're gonna be like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever, do your thing, whatever, you know. Being comfortable with violence is a must nowadays. Whether it's in a parking lot, a store, at school, church, Kenosha, car lot.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. If you're faced with
4,
violence,
5, 6.
Wow, Offspring.
Yeah.
That's the loudest concert I've ever been to, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of...
Extend the Ombre favorite album. Okay, go ahead.
Pretty fly for a half white guy. If you're faced with violence, be calm, be confident, and be comfortable. From the mat to the field, in comfort, there is confidence. Have both with Violent Vibe Tribe. We got to figure out this little ad read a little bit. We got to work it around. But basically, you got to have that violent vibe about you. It doesn't mean be violent towards people. You just know that you always got to
be prepared.
Be prepared. Keep on your toes.
Be like Rittenhouse.
Keep your eyes peeled. I never got that terms.
Peeled.
This is like onions.
Open.
Oh yeah, but is that peeled? It's not like you're not peeled back, I guess. I don't know. Basically, just always know your surroundings. Always know what's going on, because especially nowadays with all the stuff going on, there's shit can pop off, man, and shit can get crazy, and you could find yourself at a Travis Scott concert, or hanging out with Alec Baldwin. But anyways, go check out violentvibetribe.com and use the promo code TD20 for 20% off your entire order. And Till Death Studios and Violent Vibe Tribe are going to be doing a sweet collab on a little sticker pack. So stay tuned on all that, and I'll definitely be finger blasting the...
I'm going with guns.
Damn it.
You're a little slow over there.
Dwight, you ignorant slut!
Yeah, but make sure you check out all that, and we're gonna be doing that sticker pack, and so check out all the social medias for all that info. And speaking of social medias, at violent_vibe_tribe, to go like and share and subscribe and follow them and diddle, all the things. But yeah, go check them out. Again, Violent Vibe Tribe. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled.
Try to relax your anus.
Be a banana.
I'm a banana. Do you remember that video?
No.
Oh, I have so many good things to share. Yeah, so go check it out. And and Nick Wright also is the owner of the company. So, and he's been on our podcast a couple times. So go check out one of the episodes. Later. So, with that conversation, it kind of brings me to on our God damn, I have to burp so bad, but I can't burp. So we did a video on the Matt Walsh, Dr. Phil trans conversation and whatever. And on that video, we had someone comment, and I thought it was a very interesting comment. And since we're getting a lot more comments right now, I think at some point during every episode or every other episode, I'd like to kind of bring them up and see, and put a little spotlight on some of the comments, and maybe those people that commented could have some more to say, and you never know, we might have them on. It was
really, it was.
So, and it has 5 likes, which is pretty cool. So a bunch of people have seen it and realized that, okay.
Well, it's cool that person put their truth out there,
Yeah, exactly. Live your truth. I got to make fun of things, at some point. So, Sky, I'm not good at the pronunciation, so I'll just put it up here on the thing.
Up there.
So Sky said, so I made the sad mistake of transitioning from female to male in 2008, born in 1964. So that he's 64 years old. No, 44 years old.
Yeah.
Jesus, I saw 64.
44?
Born in 1964, transitioned in 2008, right?
Oh, okay.
So that'd be 44.
I don't know. I have to get out my calculator for that. Literally.
Please do. I want to make sure I get this right.
I said earlier that I preferred math over the other history or whatever class I said, politics stuff, but
yeah,
didn't say I was good at it.
I mean, there's more than just math and politics. 44. Okay, cool. So I made the sad mistake of transitioning from female to male in 2008, born in 1964. I was very feminine as a woman. However, I never considered myself as male or as a man once I transitioned. My story is sad in that I was molested by 5 male family members from a year old until I was 16. That's another issue too, because I'm guessing a lot of people that go through all that stuff have some sort of trauma, some sexual trauma or molestation or something like that, which sucks. I completely understand that point. I was called and considered beautiful as a female and had been objectified by men since a year old. I was constantly objectified by men through my high school and adult years. I was very feminine, but also a tomboy. I believe that I transitioned because I was sick of men objectifying me and being treated as a trophy. However, when I transitioned, I wasn't any less objectified by people in the LGBTQ plus community. Wouldn't that suck if you were part of the plus? You weren't good enough to have your own. Anyways, I had other trans men hitting on me and trans women, and even bisexual men were interested in me, as well as lesbians. So I figured it all out and have been detransitioning for 2 years. Trans people are real trans people, not real women and real men. It is a mental illness called gender dysphoria, and one should go through intensive psychotherapy to figure out realistically why they're experiencing gender dysphoria. Transitioning goes against everything that people are biologically, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. It can cause medical issues, especially with men taking testosterone blockers and going on female hormones. I regret the decision I made, as I believe that it also goes against God, who is Jesus Christ, the Messiah. Peace be with you. So, very interesting. There is definitely there's definitely a lot to be said about that comment, and it horrifying.
It's sad.
If you're watching this right now, as we said in the comment back to you, that's gut wrenching. That is horrible that you went through that.
All of that as a young person to have to deal with all the trauma.
And I completely understand why mentally it fucked with you. I get that, and that is not right. And those people should be fucking buried under a prison. But I do think that even with all that you went through, it seems like you still have some sort of mental capacity to understand that just because you decided to transition doesn't mean that makes you the actual man coming from woman to man. Mm-hmm. So you understand that you are in a different category, and different doesn't mean bad. It just means different.
Yeah.
Like I remember at a time where having fucking sleeves of tattoos was different, and it was looked at as negative, and that was the point we were at, in a country. So like, not saying that in any way that we are the same or different, traumas or things that you've been through or whatever, but at the same time, there's, society decides what's different and not. And I think there's a lot to be said about the way different groups of people and different, this and that, and, designations of this and that can affect how society looks at things. So I think that acting like the Grand's Biscuits is not conducive to having society understand your struggle or your strife or what you've gone through. I think it goes widely against when you act like that and start screaming when the one that looked like Boy George said, "Hey, we don't need to do this. This is making an example of our cause," blah, blah, and then immediately, like, you know what I mean?
I think that particular person, the Grand's Biscuit,
is a Grand's Biscuit. Like, literally has the IQ of the camp.
Crazy. Yeah. No matter if she is male,
it's sir,
whatever honestly, I don't even remember. I think Grand's Biscuits was just whether she was a she, he, whatever they were trying to identify as. They will always be crazy.
Yeah. And
crazy.
Again, it sucks because being a human, on that human level, you can understand how going through certain things like that, like the person Sky, who we read that comment of, like, they have been through some shit and it sucks. But when you come to a situation and you, how do I put this? There's a way of speaking about things, a way of speaking to people. And if you say, fuck you to someone, they're like, you're a piece of shit for this, they're immediately going to be on the defensive. No matter if they agree with you, if they were on your side, before or anything like that, they are going to, they're going to be immediately defensive. It's just human nature. Yeah. But if you say, hey man, I don't really appreciate when you say that. Like, I've gone through all this and I don't
talk sensibly.
Exactly. And you have some sort of common sense and you have that. And so if you're not able to have that and you just scream in people's faces and you say you're transphobic and you're homophobic, and all this, then no one is going to take you serious. And no one's going to no one's going to want to speak to you in any respectful way because you're not being respectful of everyone else.
Yeah.
Which is 99.9% of the people. So, like, why should the 99.9% of people cater to your irrationally made cause?
Yeah, good point there. I no matter who you are and what you're going through, what your situation is, what your handicap or limitation or anything is, I'm going to treat you the whole golden rule thing.
Yeah.
And prime example, which I'm just going to leave it here. And I believe I've told you before, when I was in 3rd grade, there was a girl in my class that had, I don't know, like being that age, I don't know what handicap she had. I just know that her legs didn't work well. And so she had to...
Maybe scoliosis, multiple sclerosis.
I don't know. As a 3rd grader, I just know that her legs didn't work well. And my mom always taught me to be friends. Like if you see someone that's like being ignored by others or whatever, like, hey, try to go make a friend. Yeah. And so I remember I was like, hey, you want to like hang out at lunch? Like we can go on the playground together or whatever. Yeah. So I figured, hey, I'll help her out. Like she can't hang on to me. She can't swing. Yeah. So I'm going to push her. Yeah. I distinctly remember this. And I remember she was kind of being a jerk. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're all by yourself. And I'm just trying to see if you want to hang out. But, like, okay. Fine, bitch. Like... So I was like, I'm going to give her a little, like, benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's just, having a bad day or whatever. Yeah. And then I remember she was just saying some shit. Like, just being a complete jackass to me. Yeah. As I'm, like... got her on the swing and I like helped take off because she had a little cuff that kind of went yeah, so she put those down and I helped her on the swing and she was just saying shit to me and as I'm like pushing her or whatever, and so I was like, this is me, like I've always been this way, I guess, because I was like, really? Like she was like nonstop being a jerk, so I was like, fuck you. So what I did is I already love this. I grabbed the chains on the swing and I said, all right, you ready to go high? We're gonna go high. And I took it and I ran. And like, you know how you can just run really fast? Yeah, and then run underneath? And I like pushed it up. Yeah, ran underneath the swing and went, bye. Damn. That's amazing. But you know why? Because... And I literally walked off and I said, you know what? The noon duty, she can help. Yeah. I tried to help. She was a bitch. You're being a jackass to me. That was me as a 3rd grader, like, what did I do? Now, okay. Now, if you take that and you look at it like, yeah, if you look at it in a broad sense, maybe that's kind of fucked up. But then at the same time, you're like... I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I was like, yeah, but to me, I'm just viewing you as a normal human being, and I'm going to treat everyone this way. But at the same time, if they didn't have that issue... then would you just go up to that person and be like, hey, let me push you on the swings? No, because you're catering to the fact that they can't do that themselves, probably, right? Yeah. So you are already changing your behavior for that person because that, which I'm not saying is a bad thing or, whatever. I'm just saying you are already trying to be nice and, go the extra mile to help this person out who isn't being played with or, whatever, anything like that. That sounds gross. That sounded weird, yeah. But I mean, like just hanging out on the lawn and like watching all the kids, like we're on the jungle gym and everything. And so you are coming from a place of I want to help, I want to be nice, I want to be, involve this person in, in everything else that, within reason, obviously. But then they're being a fucking jackass. So like, okay, fuck you then, bro. Like, bye. Yeah, exactly. Fly like an eagle, okay? I just remember running and then underneath, and then she's like, where are you going? And I just kept walking. Yeah. It's like in the movies where lights or a grenade goes off and they're just walking like. And I just walked, didn't even look back, and I was just like, she'll figure it out. Well, I remember there was this one dude who was in a wheelchair when my dad had his salon over there on El Cajon Boulevard, and there was a Mexican restaurant called Cancun, and
amazing
Mexican
burritos.
food.
Used to go there every fucking day. The guy, Greg, and his wife owned it, and they always like hooked us up and like whatever. And then after that, there was a sushi place that went in, and they were amazing and always hooked us up too and whatever. But anyways, side point. So while this Mexican restaurant was there was this guy, I forget his fucking name, but he was such a fucking cunt. He was, and I felt bad for him at first, exactly like you did. It was a dude in a wheelchair, and he was like fucking half-tard. Okay, like he was like his legs were full, but his brain was like kind of half there, and like. So again, try to be nice to him, talk to him like, hey bud, what's going on, man? And like he would roll around all up and down fucking El Cajon Boulevard, go into fucking Cancun and try and get a burrito here and there and sit there, be a fucking dick to customers. And I was like, maybe he's just going through some shit, right? And it was when I was younger, so I would like busk.
Was it like a Lieutenant Dan thing, or he was just pissed at the situation?
No, he had legs. But he, it wasn't. He was in the military, nothing like that. Like it wasn't anything like that. Because I would have a little bit extra, respect on that, on that one, and I would understand it a little more. But he, so I would busk when I was younger. I'd just sit outside of my outside of my dad's salon and just play my guitar, have the little mini Marshall amp, and like play, and whatever people would come by and throw a tip. You know, whatever in the jar and everything. So like I'd see him. Yeah, no, that's gross. Probably now on El Cajon Boulevard. But so I'd see him at the bus stop and rolling around and fucking yelling at people and just being a cunt. And so like I just remember so many people would try and be nice to him, and they would like try and help him on the bus or try and do little things. He'd be like, fuck you, and blah, blah, and I'd just be sitting there like, dude, he's got to have Tourette's or like something. And if he doesn't wear a thing that says I have Tourette's, you know what I mean? Or like someone's going to fucking punch him in the mouth.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be laid down on the floor, can't get back up into his fucking wheelchair by himself. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it to a point, but like, we're all only human, man. You know what I mean? We all can only deal with so much where we're like, all right, fuck you then, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
walk
on your
away.
Roll away.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. So, anyways, we're going to leave on that note. I think there were, that's how we roll. There were a couple other things that I wanted to maybe talk about, but we've been going for a minute. So, and we have amazing burgers to get to. A place called Burger Lounge, which if you haven't tried that place, go see if they have one in your area. And go check it out.
It's grass-fed beef.
Oh, it's like our way of like having fast food, but still it being healthy and not eating fucking Mickey D's or any of that fucking crap. So, but anyways, so if you hate us, let us know. If you like us, make sure you subscribe, share, like, follow, comment down below. Just like, and you never know, if you send a good enough comment, give us a little story, give us a little backstory on you and stuff like that, we'll talk to you about that. If you are the person that commented on our video and you'd like to have more of a discussion about that, that'd be awesome. We would love to have that conversation with you, because it can help bridge the gap between people that don't understand it, as answer questions. Because I mean, yeah, like we're
just naturally curious.
Yeah, exactly. And are we jackasses sometimes? Yeah, of course. We try and have some sort of comedy. That's kind of the way we deal with shit. It just in some sort of comedic thing. But we don't fucking hate anyone. We don't hate anyone. We don't have actual malice in our hearts for anyone. If you are the person that is that commented that we spoke about, Sky, again, I'll put up the little thing here. But if you're that person and you want to reach out to us, please do. Either hit up the Instagram or the Twitter, or either Till Death Podcast. It's at Till Death Podcast, TILDEATHPDCST, or at Ian Till Death or at Jen Till Death. Hit one of us up. Send us a message. We love to speak to you more. We're both idiots when it comes to this. If you really, we have our opinions, we have our, assumptions and all that, but at the same time, we don't know about it, and we got plenty of questions, but at the same time, we're also, the way we cope with situations we don't know about or things that we're going through or stress or anything, we cope with it with more comedic more comedic aspect and try and make jokes and poke fun and whatever, but like that doesn't mean in any way that we hate people or that we aren't understanding people's issues or struggles or anything. And we do appreciate that you saw that through our video and realized that we are someone that you can confide in, and that's awesome. That makes us feel great, like that you saw our video and you're like, hey, these people seem like cool enough people to where I can tell this story to them and they're not going to treat us a certain way. That's awesome, and we appreciate that. Get in touch with us. We'd love to have that discussion, and if you ever feel comfortable enough to come on the show, we'd be completely fine with that. If you have multiple pronouns, this is your podcast. Make sure you click down there and subscribe right underneath my non-binary penis.
If you've turned your penis into a banana, this is not the podcast for you. Shame them a ding dong.
Shove it up your ding dong, what?
Shove it up your pee hole.
Buffalo!